everyone. Good morning. Happy Saturday morning. Welcome. Welcome to our 65-minute yoga and meditation. Starting this series for you. So, we will start in a seated position. Today in this yoga practice, I want to encourage everyone to really allow yourself to feel as safe and stable and grounded as possible. And the ways that we can feel grounded are through the soles of our feet, through the palms of our hands, through your sits bones, and through any part of your body that is connected to the earth or to your yoga mat. When we talk about the Muladhara chakra, which is our root chakra, which is the bottom of the barrel chakra, the first chakra, as we work our way up the spine through the chakra system. The root chakra is associated with the color red, hence the themed outfit today. And it is responsible for our feeling of safety, stability, security, and that can be physical, emotional, monetarily, in your life. It's our basic needs, to feed ourselves, to move our bodies, to have money to support our families, to support ourselves, to make sure that, we get sleep, things like that. Just feeling like you're stable and you're secure and you're safe. That is where the root chakra comes into play. And sometimes we can feel a little wobbly, we can feel a little off balance, and often if you can bring your attention back to your breathing and you can bring your attention back to, putting one foot in front of the other and really pressing down and feeling your feet in the earth, a lot of times if you just come back to the basics, back to the base needs of ourselves, you can find that stability, find that grounding, find that that secure feeling. So we will start in Sukhasana, or easy pose, which is just a cross-legged seat. And you can remove any of pull the fleshy parts of your booty out so that you can really feel your sits bones rooting down into the mat. And then draw your navel in towards your spine and allow your shoulders to drop low away from your ears. And then if you're resting your hands on your knees or on your inner thighs, you can just press the palms down into your knees to feel more grounded, more rooted, more secure and balanced. As you lift the crown of your head nice and high, close down your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And then open your mouth and let it sigh out. Once again, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Allowing your first finger to touch the tip of your thumb, and then bringing your other 3 fingers together. We'll take our mudra, flipping the palms up, resting your forearms on your inner thighs. Take a moment to set a focus for your Muladhara chakra, for your root chakra practice today. If there's something in your life that you need to focus on to bring stability and security for yourself, I encourage you to take that as your intention, as your focus today. And remembering that an intention is just that. It is just a focus for yourself, something to bring yourself back to if your mind begins to wander throughout the practice. Slowly releasing the mudra. Take a deep breath in, sweeping your arms high. And then exhale, let the hands come down to the side. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, let the hands come down to the side. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, let the hands come down to the side. Bringing your hands back to your inner thighs or your knees. Inhale, puff the chest forward, lift the chin, arch the spine. Exhale, pull the heart back, let the head fall forward. Inhale, arching the spine up and back. Exhale, pulling forward. Inhale, moving up and back. Exhale, pull it forward. Inhale, sitting up nice and tall. Let your eyes flutter open if they were still closed, and make your way to all fours. Untucking your toes so that the tops of your feet can find the mat, and your palms can firmly connect down into the earth. Inhale for your cow spine, what we were just doing, but now on all fours. Exhale, lift the belly, drop the head, cat spine. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. All the while really pressing down through everything that's connected to the mat. Inhale. And exhale. Coming back to your neutral spine on an inhale, sending the heart forward. Extend your right leg back, tucking your toes, pressing back through your heel. And then from there, lift through the midsection, press into your hands as you step your left leg back, coming to your plank. Send the heart forward. Drop to your knees. Your chest and chin follow. 8-point salute. Untuck your toes. Inhale as you draw your belly forward. Pull your heart forward. Bhujangasana. Press back through your knees. Tuck your toes. Send the hips high, downward facing dog. Now keep your knees as soft as you need to here in this downward facing dog. Really pressing through the hands. And breathing. Always coming back to our breath. Breath is absolutely going to ground you here. Beautiful. Go ahead and drop back down to your knees for just a moment, lining up the knees underneath the hips. Shoulders on top of the wrists. Untuck the toes. Press the tops of the feet back down into the earth. Press your right leg back, flexing your toes down towards the ground. Press back through your heel. Peeling yourself open to the right side. Keep your left shin fully grounded down into the earth. You can also slightly kickstand it out to the left side if you need that. As you peel yourself open, lifting your right fingertips up to the sky. Slowly let your right hand come back down. Slowly turn your hips back in. And then let your right knee come down to the mat. Press your left leg long behind you. Keep your right hand pressing down into the mat. And maybe you kickstand your right foot out a little bit for some extra stability, but keeping your shin fully grounded. Hug the abs and slowly peel yourself open to the left. Notice your breath. As you slowly let your left hand come back down to the mat, turn the hips in and drop the left knee. Tuck your toes, send your hips up and back into your downward facing dog. And then slowly walk your feet up to meet your hands. Forward fold. Heel toe your feet open to the edges of your mat. Slightly turn out your toes. And then bend into your knees, dropping your hips. Moving into our Muladhara squat. Now, this is the first opportunity you have to open your hips. So, if you need to place a block or any sort of apparatus underneath your hips here, feel free to do so. Keeping your heels on the ground, lifting through your heart, and maybe we bring our hands to heart center to press the heart forward. Slowly release your hands back to your mat and gently shift some weight into your hands as you lift your hips up towards the sky and heel toe your feet back underneath your hips. Forward fold. Soften your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, bring your hands to your shins, extend through your spine. Stay really connected with the soles of your feet here. Exhale, release, forward fold. Again, inhale, halfway lift, send the spine long. Exhale, release. Once more, inhale, halfway lift. This time sweep your arms forward in front of you, send your tailbone back. And then inhale to lift all the way up. Hasta Tadasana, extended mountain pose. Exhale, bring your hands into heart center, really rooting down through your feet. Bring your feet all the way together to touch. So heel toe your feet together, take a deep breath in, reach your arms high, send your tailbone back, chair pose. Sitting down. Really squeezing together with the back side, sending the tailbone down, hugging the abs in, reaching the heart forward, drawing your shoulders down, and continuing to feel all 4 points in your feet pressing down into your mat. Really squeezing together with your inner thighs. Now here, gently shift the weight into your right foot. You're going to peel your left toes off of the floor and step back, spiraling your left heel to the mat for your warrior one. Now, warrior one is a closed hip position, so you want to neutralize the hips, bringing both hips straight forward, deepening the bend in your right knee, so your right knee is stacked over your ankle. And your arms reach up. You can feel both feet firmly planted into the ground here. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Press down like you're tracing a line with the knuckles of your thumbs down your back thigh to inhale and puff the chest, lift it up. And then on your exhale, devotional warrior. We drop down with the chest. Our right shoulder aims to come on the inside of our right knee. And our hips stay square. Slowly release your hands. Sweep your arms back high up into your warrior one. And then open it up, warrior two. So you might have to widen your stance a little bit. Really pressing deep into your right leg. Squaring, now we're opening up the hips, but we're squaring our shoulders so they're right on top of our hips. So shoulders stay on top of hips, we're not reaching forward or back. Really externally rotating, pressing open with the inner thigh. Inhale, reach forward, flipping your palm. On your exhale, tilt back, reversing your warrior. Rising up to stand, straightening your right leg and spinning your toes towards the left side of your mat. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale. Allow yourself to take that wide-legged forward fold, diving forward with the heart. Once you come down, you can take this opportunity to hold onto your ankles, hold onto your big toes, or get your forearms and the crown of your head towards the earth. And just try and bring some weight back into the balls of your feet. Don't let it all sink back into your heels. Inhale as you rise back up, leading with the crown of your head, sweeping your arms high and wide. On your exhale, we're spinning the left toes out, so you're going to face the back of your mat, coming to warrior two on the other side, and just noticing how that feels. And then can we firm up everything from our hips down, pressing down into the floor to feel really rooted, really grounded, really stable here. Inhale as you reach forward, exhale as you tilt back. Inhale as you lift up, and exhale as you windmill your hands down to frame your left foot. So now we're at the back of our mat. Before we go anywhere, firmly plant your right hand, take your left fingertips up to the sky, twist. Keep pressing back through your right heel, keep pressing down through your left foot. Let the left hand hit the mat, step your left foot back, finding your plank pose. And then from here, you can take yourself through a vinyasa flow. So a vinyasa flow would be a chaturanga, halfway to lower, upward facing dog, to downward facing dog, or any variation of that. So some variations that you could take from your plank pose would be to lower your knees and take a modified chaturanga, or you can always skip that entirely. Just lower the hips to upward facing dog with the toes tucked, and then engage your abdominals so you're not lifting with your low back as you move up and back in downward facing dog. From here, walk your feet back up to your hands. Now we have reversed ourselves. The top of the mat is the other side. Bring your feet together to touch. Drop your hips low. Chair pose. Again, really rooting down through our feet here. You really want to press down through all 4 points of your feet. And maybe you even peel your toes up off of the mat here. That's totally fine. Shifting your weight into your left leg, peel your right foot up off of the ground. Take a big step back. And as you land, spiral your right heel to the mat, warrior one. And again, really firming up everything from the waist down. You want to try and square your hips as much as possible here in your warrior one. And if it's too much for you, you can always just narrow your stance, right? Narrow up the stance a little bit. From here, clasping your hands behind you, drawing a line down the back of your right thigh with your thumb knuckles. Inhale, puff the chest, open the chest. Exhale, devotional warrior. Trying to drop your left shoulder inside of your left knee and keeping your hips nice and square, firming up your lower half of your body. You slowly release the arms. Allow yourself to sweep the arms high. Inhale. And then on your exhale, you open it up. Warrior two. So now again, our left knee is tracking right over our left ankle. You're pressing down through your foot. You're pressing down through the outer edge of your right foot and you're firming up that back leg, taking your gaze forward over your middle finger. Inhale, flip your palm, reach forward. Exhale, tilt back, reversing your warrior. On your inhale, rise up to stand, straighten your left leg. Both arms come up and you spin your left toes back to the side of the mat. This time you're going to spin your heels in, sit down, goddess squat. So here, the inclination often is to allow your tailbone to tilt back. I want you to drop your tailbone down, hug down with the abs, and externally rotate, keeping the heart lifted. So maybe that means you don't go as low, but that's the position we want to be in. We're trying to not allow our tailbone to tilt back. You want to think that your tailbone is dropping down towards the earth to ground you. And we're cactusing our arms. If you ever need some movement here, you can always kind of move side to side if you want, or you can just hold. And that really goes with any of your poses. There's no really right or wrong way to do yoga. There isn't. And there's millions of schools of thought. There's millions of different ways. So don't feel like you have to do it one way. Even you don't have to do it my way. Do it the way that feels good to you. Inhale, rise and back up, spinning your toes back to the front. And then on your exhale, take it back to the right side, warrior two. And then take your reverse warrior on this side, reaching back, tilting back. And then windmilling your arms all the way down to frame your right foot this time. Staying here, planting your left hand and twisting to the right. Letting your hand hit the mat, stepping your right foot back to take that plank pose, and then moving through your vinyasa flow again. And we move up and back, downward facing dog. From here, take a deep breath in and then squeeze your right knee to your chest on your exhale. Stepping your right foot up between your hands. So you can always use your hands as a little help if you need to here. From here, we will rise up into our high lunge. So this is very similar to that first position of warrior one, but your heel on the back is still lifted and there's maybe a slight bend in your back leg. From here, we'll start to move into a standing balancing pose. So I really want you to press down through your right foot here to find that stability as you stand up, bringing your left knee into your chest. Root down through your right leg, squeeze your right glute. From here, you cross your left ankle over your right knee, draw your hands to heart center, or find that mudra where we started, and sit down. Keep your left toes flexing back towards your left knee to protect the knee, and then lift your heart. From here, rise up to stand. Keep your mudra if you have it, and place your left foot to the inside of your right thigh for your tree pose. Maybe you grow your tree with your arms reaching high. And then slowly let your right foot come down to the mat. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a moment to breathe. From here, we'll sweep our arms high, inhale. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. You'll step or float your feet to the back of your mat. moving through your flow and meeting in downward facing dog. Or if there's at any point that you want to skip this flow, you can always just come straight to downward facing dog, getting rid of it entirely. Take a deep breath in here, and on your exhale, draw your left knee into your chest. You'll step your left foot forward. On an inhale, rise up into your high lunge. Other side. Now try and tilt your tailbone back down to the ground to keep your shoulders lined up right over your hips with a nice long straight spine. Pressing forward into your left leg, lift your right knee up. To stand on your left, firm up your left glute. You will cross your right ankle over your left knee, find your mudra or your hand position at heart center, and sit down. Inhale to rise back up to stand. Step your right foot to the inside of your left thigh for your tree. Maybe you grow your tree, reaching your hands up to the sky. And then slowly let your right foot come to meet the mat. Hands come to heart center. Take a deep breath in, sweeping your arms back high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway to lift. And exhale, fold. Stepping it back. And again, taking yourself through that flow. Here, just lower down to your knees. We'll draw our right knee into our chest and cross your right knee in front of your left, opening up your feet, kickstanding your legs, and then pressing back to find a seat. Now from here, sitting up nice and tall, first things first, your right knee is on top. I want your knees to try and stack on top of one another. If they can't, it's okay. But your right sits bone, you want to feel your right sits bone meeting your mat, just as much as your left is. From there, lifting your arms high. Exhale, we'll fold forward over our folded legs. Now, maybe this is how far you go, that's fine. Keep your right sits bone attached to the mat the whole time. Slowly walk your hands back in. And we'll slowly undo this Gomukhasana position with our legs, bringing our left foot to the inside of our right thigh, pressing our right leg forward. Flex your toes back towards you. And same thing, I want both sits bones on the ground. Inhale, reach the arms high. On your exhale, we'll reach forward towards our right foot. connect the back of your right leg really deeply down into the mat. Slowly releasing that, walking your hands back up and in, and then taking your left hand behind your hips, pressing up, lifting with your right fingertips to take a back bend. And then slowly releasing that down. Crossing at your ankles, coming back to all fours so we can take that other side. So this time lifting your left knee into your chest and threading your left leg on top. Spinning your legs out and having a seat. Now again, our left sits bone is important to have attached to the ground. And then you try and stack your knees. Maybe you're staying here, lifting your arms up on an inhale. Exhale, we forward fold over our legs, crawling our hands forward. Reminder to keep your left sits bone firmly planted down into the floor. Walking your hands back in, slowly unfolding your legs, extending your left leg long, and bringing your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. Both sits bones again firmly planted into the ground. Peel your toes back towards your face. Inhale, and then exhale, fold forward. Now can you pull, notice if your shoulders are up at your ears, can you pull your shoulders down, lengthening the sides of your neck and moving your heart further forward in this forward fold. And slowly releasing that, crawling your hands back up. Taking your right hand around behind your hips, lifting with your left fingertips up and over. And slowly releasing it down. From here, extending your legs long behind, in front of you. Maybe you scoot yourself a little further forward. Peel your toes back. And again, you can just move any fleshy bits out of the way so you can really feel your sits bones firmly connected to the earth. Inhale, sweep your arms high. And then exhale, forward fold over your legs. Now, if you need to bend your knees at all here for this staff pose, you absolutely can bend both knees as much as needed. Again, pull your shoulders down away from your ears and think about your heart moving forward while your tailbone roots down. And then you can let your head fall. Slowly release that. Walk your hands up your mat or up your legs. And slowly roll down onto your back. And then walk your feet in towards your glutes. You want to bring your heels as close to the back of your legs as you can. Press in with your heels. We'll press into the ground to lift our hips up into the sky. And then from here, you'll crawl your shoulders underneath to clasp your hands together for your bridge. Now try and get your whole foot firmly planted in, including the inner arches of your feet. Press down. And slowly release. Let your knees knock side to side. And then draw your knees into your chest, gently taking a rock and roll up and down until you can come up to a seated position. Now coming to our easy pose, if you need to sit on something a little bit softer for your meditation, you can absolutely just go ahead and grab a hold of something to sit on top of, coming back to our easy pose. Your cross-legged pose. Rooting yourself down, lifting the crown of your head nice and high. On an inhale, lift your left hand up to the sky. Place your right hand out to the side. Exhale, bend over to the right. Inhale up through center. Exhale, let your left hand come down. Inhale, lift your right hand. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, hands at the mat. Inhale, sweep your arms high. And then exhale, fold forward over your legs. As you slowly walk your hands back in towards your legs, stacking your spine, bringing your hands to that mudra, your first fingers and your thumbs touching, all three fingers squeezing together. Close down your eyes. And return to your intention. And taking that intention, shift your focus to every part of your body that is attached to the ground. Can you press more energy into those places to connect further into the ground? And can you stay connected? If there are any distractions that start to come into your mind, just try and let them float right through, not giving them another thought, knowing that the challenge of a meditation is to quiet the mind, find stillness with the body. Focus on one fixed point. Whether there are noises around you in your space, or if it's nice and quiet and you're just listening to sounds of your breath. Noticing when you get pulled out, and just trying to bring yourself back to that fixed point. remembering that meditation is a constant practice. And just let the mind come right back to that fixed point. Your focus, your intention. the parts of your body that are attached to the earth. Keeping your eyes closed, gently bring your hands to the floor, feeling the floor underneath you. Keeping that fixed point in your mind's eye, gently unfold your legs. And gently roll onto your back, keeping the eyes closed. Letting your legs fall long. Flipping your palms to the sky. Taking your Shavasana. Start to deepen your breath. And allow movement to come back into your fingers and your toes. rotating your wrists and your ankles. Walking your knees in, planting your feet on the floor, and then just bumping your hips off to one side and allowing your knees to fall to the other, rolling over into your fetal position, taking a moment here. Feeling supported, feeling like you are safe. And then using your top hand, press the floor away to lift yourself up. Taking a moment to thank yourself, thank your body, and thank the universe for this day and for the opportunity to move. I thank you all for taking this time to practice with me as your guide. The light in me sees and honors the light in all of you, as is the same. Namaste. Thank you ever so much for sharing your practice with me today. Have a wonderful day.